So today we'll see the principle of capacitance, and we have studied in the last class we have studied capacitor. What is capacitor? This for simple capacitor, capacitance of isolated capacitor. There are so many things, so we are leaving few things. You can check out the slides. I already mailed. Okay, so principle of capacitor. How you are making a capacitor actually. This means first step is plane is positive charge and B is neutral. What will we take a plate, okay, metallic plate or conducting plate, which is positively charged, and B is okay, and so B is uncharged plate. When a neutral plate B is brought near A, that means when B is near to A, what will happen? So the B nearest side become negatively and the opposite side become, as you can see in the second figure down here, the B plate, the side which is toward, okay, remember one thing, each plate having two faces, one which is toward the plate, positive A plate, and which is other side of the plate B. So one which is toward the A got negatively charged, got charge induced. So the potential of the system A and B in step 1 and 2 remain the same because the potential due to positive and negative charges on B cancel out. The potential, so there is no change in potential because we have not created any other charge, because you can see number of positive and number of negative charges is the same, so potential remains same. In third step, when the further side of B is earth. So now in the third step we have connected, you can see there is earthing on the positive side of the positive charges are earth, and B get neutralized and B is left only with negative charge. So as soon as the right hand side of the B plate is earth, all the positive charge neutralized with the earthing, so only left with negative charge. Now the net potential of the system decrease due to sum of positive potential on A and negative potential of B. Obviously, as A will have only positive and B only have negative, so the potential of the system decrease due to sum of positive. To increase the potential to same value as was in step 2, an additional amount of charge can be given to plate A. An additional amount of charge can be given to. This means the capacity of storing charge on A increases. That means more charge can be given. So the system so formed is called a capacitor. This is the simple parallel plate capacitor we have seen yesterday. So for more clarity, you can see this page, this PPT, this slide also. Okay, and usually what we do, first we measure the potential, then so in parallel plate capacitor, the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor simply comes around A upon A epsilon 0 epsilon r D. So capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is first directly proportional to area of the plate, and second inversely proportional to the distance of separation between them. Okay, the same formula we series of combination of charge also seen yesterday. I told you when capacitors are connected in series, how they are connected. Charge is same in each capacitor. Charge is same each capacitor. Even though capacitance is different, but all are connected through a same potential V battery. So all are charged equally. So the potential is only the potential is, so V is equal to V1 plus V2 3. And from the capacitance formula, V is simply Q upon C. So V1 will be Q upon C1. V2 is equal to Q. This is very simple. You can see yourself. Okay. And what happened? Again, it's stuck. Okay, now parallel plate capacitor, when are connected in parallel, we have seen that also. energy stored in a conductor. We have seen that also. The process of charging capacitor is equivalent to transferring charges from one part to another of the capacitor. The moment charging start, there is a potential difference between the plates. The moment we connect it, therefore, to transfer charge again, the potential difference, some work is to be done, and this work is stored in the form of electrostatic potential in the capacitor. So, if dq is the charge which transfer again the potential difference v, the work done simply dw is equal to v into dq, or from v we simply know v is q upon c, and or integrating from whole work done we simply got these three formulas. Half. And then after that, in terms of energy density, we simply divide. So let's parallel plate capacitor. Huh. There is one more important derivation which is in your notebook also. Remember this one, the loss of energy, the green one. Okay, I'll go. Huh. The loss of energy on sharing of charges between capacitor in parallel plate. Or you can understand this problem by I'm giving the name capacitor, or you can or you can simply say redistribution of charge between two charge conductor connected together, capacitor or conductor, I am simply saying. So consider two conductors of capacitance or capacitor. Okay, loss of energy, there is always a loss of energy on sharing of charges between the capacitor in parallel. Consider two capacitor of capacitance C1 and C2, charges Q1 and Q2 and potential V1 and V2. So the total charge after sharing equal to total charge before sharing. So initially they have charge Q1 and Q2. So from the charge conservation principle, no new charge will be created. So total charge after sharing and equal to total charge before sharing. And how we got these relations? So they got C1 plus C2. Therefore C1 plus C2V is equal to, what is this? To explain this derivation, I'll use I'm not I will use my whiteboard, I would say. Okay, what I'll do, I'll simply say let's okay. Okay, this is one. I'm taking another. Let's say these are the two conductors. Okay, and in the beginning they have capacitance, a capacitor you can say C1, and charges are Q1, and this having C2 and Q2. Okay, when they are separate apart from each other. Okay, you will in your textbook you will find these conductors are, and these is insulating. Okay, why am I insulated stand? So the charge. Okay, so initially what we will say, I'll make it q1, I'll make it capital because otherwise we will confuse later. So this is q1 and this is q2. So let's say two conductors with capacitance c1 having charge q1, and second capacitor capacitance c2 and charge q2, and both are on the insulating stand. Insulating, why we are insulating stand? So the charge will not go out, charge will not earth. Okay, so now because they have not joined, so the total charge of the system will be, what is the total charge of this system? So we know, so the potential of this from the formula, we know the formula C is equal to, okay, I'll let it. C is equal to Q upon V. From this, for the first conductor, it is simply Q1, C1 I'll put it, or it will be V1. So V1 is equal to C1 Q1, or Q1, or simply the charge will be. So from this you can simply get a charge value C1 into V1. Okay, so I'm just rubbing it. So for this, simply Q1 is equal to, I'll got Q1 is equal to C1 V1, and similarly for this one, Q2 is equal to C2 and V2. Okay, so when they are not, when those conductors, this conductor A and this is B, when they are not joined, the sum of total charge, so the sum of total charge, a total capacitance, you can simply say. Now potential at A is V1, which is equal to C1 upon Q1 upon C1, and potential at V2 will be Q2. Okay, individually. Now I'll go to another slide, but keep in mind how it is done. So now after this, both the conductors will join. Okay, I'll cut it. So both A and B, this is A, this is B, I'll join with the conducting wire. Okay, this A and B both are joined. So what will happen? Obviously charge will flow. Charge have a tendency to flow, but that depend upon which is at higher potential. The A is potential at V1 and this at V2, depend upon how much charge and how much capacitance they have. As we know, C is equal to Q upon V. Okay, that's not important. The charge will obviously flow from one to another, from A to B or B to A, depend upon which conductor is has high potential. Okay, now so after joining, let's so after joining, the charge will obviously, but from the charge conservation principle, the total charge will be simply Q1 plus Q2, because charge neither be reduced nor be reduced, it always transfer one form to another. So here the total charge will be Q1 plus Q2, because no new charge is given to system, only both are connected by conducting wires. Total charge will be Q1 please, and so total capacitance also, C is equal to simply C1 plus C2. We have seen earlier, when the capacitor conductor connected, the total capacitance will be C1 plus C2. So the potential will be, so the total potential now together, because both are connected, both become one. So potential will be from the potential total charge upon total capacitance. Total charge is simply Q1 plus Q2, and total potential is V1 plus V2. So this is the net potential once both the conductors are joined. Okay, remember V is equal to Q1 plus Q2 upon C1 plus C2. Now from the in the earlier page, what we have done, Q1, how much was Q1? If you remember, Q1 is equal to simply C1 plus C1 V1. So when I substitute the value, C1 V1 plus Q2 is C2 V2 upon V1 plus, okay, I made a mistake, B instead of B1 here it is down here, it is C1, and this will here C2. So C1 plus C2. So the net potential the system is C1. So once they both are joined, the net potential what is simply given by this formula, C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. Okay, this is the net formula. Now I will start new one then. Now let's say the first body A, this is A, this is B. So once they are connected, charge, obviously the numbers of charge which number of charges will differ from A to B. Whether from A travel to B or from B, A depend. So let's say now once it is connected, the charge on A will become Q dash and Q1 dash, and charge on B become Q2 dash. So just for simplification, initially it was Q1 and Q2. Once they combine, they get this situation. Okay, so Q1 dash. So let's see, from Q1 dash is equal to C1 into V, because both the system just now we have calculated, now at potential V. So from that, Q1 dash is equal to C1V. Similarly, Q2 dash is equal to C2V. Capacitance will not change, only the potential changes once they are connected. So again, so C, or you can put the value of V also here. The V value is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. So what you can see, the BV can, so in this case, I'll just somehow the light goes dim. So here what you can say, once you divide this equation with this equation, you will find Q1 dash upon Q2 dash will equal to simply C1 plus C2. So what you can conclude, when the conductors are joined, then the charge get distributed in the ratio of their capacitance. The charge are distributed according to the ratio. This is a very important conclusion. Okay, remember, when the conductors are joined, then the charge get distributed in ratio of their capacitance. This is the conclusion of that you can write it out. Okay, now this is what we just learned. This is all about capacitance, total charge conservation. Now let's see about the energy before charge are joined, before the conductor are joined, and after when the conductor is joined. So let's say energy. So before, what happened now? Something come up again, advertisement. Okay. Okay. Now energy conservation, energy. Okay. So energy of capacitor, we have three different formulas. So the first one, let's say for A, energy is simple, half before joining C1 V1 square when the conductors are not joined, and B energy half C2 V2 square when they are not connected. So the total energy will be simply U is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. Okay, and total energy, this is now total potential. I am going to, so total potential which we have already done, again it come up, some advertisement came up. Total potential V is simply is equal to total charge upon total capacity. Total charge is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. Okay, this is before joining. And once they are charged, I am going to another one. Don't say after joining. We are talking about after, once they joined. After joining, then okay. And after joining, the total electrostatic energy. So obviously energy will change because some charge are transferred from A to B, conductor A to B. So the total energy U dash, before joining it was U only, okay, which is simply total energy will be half C1 V square half C2 V square, because once you join, the potential become 1, potential become V on because capacitor will not change. So V square, as you can simply take out C1 plus C2, and you can simply take out half V square. I am writing it there. Okay, or you can write simply half in front of it. So after doing this, I am going again. It is long derivations, so we have to go that by that way. So we got half C1 plus C2 and V square common. So we know the value of V, which is equal to C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2 and square. As it is square, the whole square bracket, so the one term from this will cancel out 1, okay, from the bottom 1 will cancel out. So what is left only, we have half C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square upon C1 plus, okay, I'll go cancel, let me go back then, or I'll simply write in a new slide, don't say. So it become half C1 V1 C2 V2 whole square upon C1 plus C2, because one C1 C2 is already cancelled. So this is the energy after joining the two conductors. And before joining the U, if I say it is a U, then it was simply half C1 V1 square half C2 V2 square. Now these two equations, from these two equations, what you can conclude? The energy was before, this one is before, okay, this down one is the initial energy, and this above one, I would say this one equation 2, this one equation 1. So the down energy, which is having more values, if you can see the formulas, half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. But here, if you can open it, half C1 V1 square plus C2 V2 square. So system energy, we are studying the loss of energy in redistribution of charges. Remember, loss of energy in redistribution of charges. Let's go to our slide. It is taking time to load because, as you know, it's all internet. Once I got it, the page, let's see, I hope. So total energy after sharing is V. So from these two equations, it is very much clear that this first equation is having higher energy value than compared to another, because once you expand the equation number to the upper equations, you will find it has all the terms and few more additional terms. So that is why, and it is divided by C plus C1 and C2. So loss in energy. So the system energy initially was more, but once the two conductors are joined, then initial energy decrease. So to calculate, we simply U minus U dash. So this first equation simply directed from second equation. And after solving this equations, you can simply get, here you can see u initial minus u final. This is the equations, u initial minus u final. Okay, c1 c2 v1 minus v2 का whole square to c1 plus c2. This is the result. The loss in energy when the two conductors are joined, charged conductors are joined. This is one of the important derivations for your of this chapter. Okay, so remember the question will be loss of energy on sharing charges between the capacitor in parallel. This is very in small form, but this is now. Okay, we have already talked about dielectrics, polar and non-polar type. So these are few more things given over here. Polar, and this you can see I tried my best. So at E is equal to 0, you can say randomly arrange, and so non-polar molecules and polar molecules, you can simply see the differentiation very clear pictorially, very good presentation over here. So polarization vector. So capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with dielectric slab. So polarization P here is, don't worry about the little disturbance over here. So polarization vector and few more things. Okay, yesterday we have studied about few more things, so let's study tomorrow.